to understand the universe,
The truth
understand
of
the more of the outside of the box thinking way, not something that has traditionally been taught, just to be more open, to be more understanding, you know. And thankfully, you know, I mean, if you know the movie The Secret, that was one of the movie The Secret talks about that, talks about the laws of attraction, which is energy, which is all being, everything connected. So yes, now there's a lot more people understanding because they are more open.
Yeah. I mean, we had The
To receive
Compass
it.
just came out last year.
Yeah, that's a phenomenal movie. That's a great
Another,
movie.
and The Compass there, The Compass speaks to the whole higher self
Yeah.
aspect that the Avatar has with their whole, you know, different worlds thing. There's, I mean, there are so many movies. What was that movie that I introduced you to, the one with what's his name, where he goes into
the one, Stephen Simon, the direct, no,
No,
the
not Stephen
Altered
Simon.
States of Dimension.
Altered States, yeah. What is it called? Altered States?
Altered States of,
Or is it just Altered States?
Altered States.
Is it?
Yeah,
Is it?
I think
and
it
who's the
with
guy
William Hurt.
Yeah, she is so good. With
I am
the
so
memory
good.
thing.
Ooh, la, la, la.
Anyways, another phenomenal movie. I Heart Huckabees.
What the bleep do we know?
Waking Life.
Yeah.
Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
Like all of these movies, and we take from the movies what we are in a position and a readiness to take. So I really believe that yes, the Avatar and James Cameron deserves enormous applause and kudos for what you have done and created, and all the people that you gather together, the community that you gather together. What a beautiful thing to be able to do, get all of these people to come together for something so beautiful.
Yeah.
But I also think that major applause and standing ovations to everybody else who actually embraced the movie for that which its true message is all about, and they're talking about it and they're sharing it on that level. That is just wow.
Yeah, it's it's evolving, right? Every what it's, before it was centuries, and every genre and every stage in life, and now being in the modern times, in the here and now, there's always evolution, there's always evolving, there's always modernization. I don't know about this whole modernization. I think it's more evolving. I think being modern is more being open-minded. Whatever.
That's just a label.
It is. It's a label.
Modern just refers to what's happening in the now.
Exactly.
So to be modern is to be living now.
Yeah.
So you're all modern. We're so modern.
And so yes, it's a phenomenal time to be right now because of
we're awakening. Yes.
Awakening consciousness, and people are opening their minds. People are receiving information as opposed to just listening to what they are taught and told, and etc.
Yeah,
So
question everything.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, so then we started questioning who won.
Yeah.
And then that brings up a whole other issue, that we've got all of the masses that are openly receiving this greatest grossing movie of all time, and yet
then
they didn't win. Who wins?
A movie, the movie that won the Best Picture, it was kind of a very low budget movie. Granted, you know,
low budget in Hollywood terms.
In Hollywood terms. Well, as it's stated and read, and it was a war movie. No offense to the people who made the art behind the movie, but
what are we promoting?
What are we promoting? Here is one movie that made a quite big impact as far as people receiving and spreading virally Avatar, which the message is that we're all connected.
Yeah, beautiful message. Love, love, love.
Through nature, through everything. And then to go to the Oscars, which is so commercial, and they choose a movie that was the movie of the year for the Oscars, a movie about war.
And so when you start looking into it, you recognize that the Oscars are awarded based upon the votes of those who are part of the Academy, which I think it's 6,000 or 600.
I don't even know.
600 would be like sad. 6,000 would be better, but it might be the 600. Anyways, whatever the case may be, there are people who are on the board of the Academy. A lot of them are actors themselves. Most are from within the industry itself. That's what the Oscars is, which is what it is.
Yeah,
it's
and
fine.
they're the ones who actually pick the movies.
Yes.
That they think, according to them,
right, and
deserves,
that's what we need to remember.
deserves the attention, deserves the honor, and deserves the award. So,
and therefore, there's politics involved, and it doesn't become an award ceremony about truth necessarily. Not to say that any of these things would be truthful per se, because everything is subjective with respect to what we're talking about, which brings us into perspectives and the ability to choose how we're going to perceive, receive, and respond, which we can get into later. But definitely to recognize at least the politics behind the Oscars, and only because the Oscars has such a massive impact on so many people who watch it.
It's watched worldwide.
Yeah.
Okay, there's millions of viewers. It is one of the biggest so-called movie Hollywood event, and they're honoring each other, which is great for the art of their work or whatever. But the movies are also messages. Movies are also what people see and watch and are influenced by. And, you know, not to say that a war movie is a bad movie. It's just...
Well, hello.
It's...
Did you just say a war movie is not a bad movie?
Well,
Can you explain to everybody what your belief system is?
I know, but hang on. I got something to say. Because there's movies about everything. There's movies about love, about family, drama.
Can you please explain to everybody what you think about movies?
I will, just in a minute.
And entertainment, please.
Well, I just don't think war or horror movies should ever be made because they're unproductive. They don't do nothing. They do nothing but put negative images inside your mind that are unproductive. There is a lot of things going on a day-to-day basis in our lives and in this world. And the more positive messages, the more uplifting, the more inspiring things that we experience and watch, the better it is for us. So there is nothing productive. Some people may argue the fact that, oh, but this is good because then it teaches, you know, certain things that are, you know, that could be like, what you call it, a sort of detached fear or detached, you know, people are always, you know, interested in seeing something bad. It's our curiosity, right? You know, we want to hear things like that. We want to see that.
Detached catharsis, yes.
Yeah, so because it's not happening to us, so it's easier for us to see it detached on a screen that's away from us.
But and then reality. Your point, which is phenomenal, is that but you're putting that into
but
the
then you're putting it in your mind. You're
so
putting it back in your mind.
It wasn't there before, and now
put it back in
your
mind.
In there.
What good does it? Nothing. It does nothing good. In life, you already know what is bad and what is good without having to put it in your face, no matter what, because that is the laws of the universe. The laws of the universe are energy that is ebbing and flowing.
And that which you are thinking about, your thought in and of itself, consciousness in and of itself is energy. Everything is energy, and therefore you are creating. It's like pollution.
It's like polluting the mind, and all you're doing is polluting the mind.
Correct.
You want to tell a story? Tell the story. There are 100 million ways of telling a story. But if you put violence in the story and you put more force and more, for entertainment purposes, because that's what people want to see. People don't want to see anything unless you give them something that they want to see. Because
they don't know that they want to see it.
Yeah, they don't know what they want to see unless you give it to them.
And then they can say that. So it doesn't have to be something that's made available.
So this is something that
then that goes into the whole choices and anyways. But that's a whole other show, because that would be talking about society as we are and what we have allowed for as a collective consciousness. So we'll get into that.
But this is one of the things that we wanted to bring in today, just to bring it in is
which brings us perfectly into our next subject matter, which is the educational system.
The education,
because you're talking about teaching, and movies do act as a means of teaching and representing what's going on in our society. What's going on? I mean, it's within someone's mind that all of these movies are being generated. Somebody somewhere is sitting around and they have thought up the concept for whatever movie it is that we happen to be watching.
Or
They've
it was
written
it. It was a
and
movie,
it's coming from